Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, June 10th, 2025 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I take time to offer myself nurturing thoughts. And today we're adjusting to Jupiter in Cancer. And please tell me if any of you had a desire immediately to either nest and make your house just so comfy cozy, or run and climb under a blanket and get comfy cozy that way. I think we're gonna work towards a comfy cozy summer, regulating our emotions and nervous system. So today we're adjusting to that, and we're building to a full moon, and I think this full moon is gonna have a little oomph to it with both Jupiter and Mercury in Cancer, which rules the moon. So the full moon will be happening early on Wednesday, 12:44 a.m. Pacific time. So I will have a scope out before the full moon, but I do want you to be aware of rising emotions as we move through the day, and just the fact that, again, Mercury and Jupiter in the sign of Cancer may exacerbate any emotions that you do run across in your day-to-day. We have some interesting astros today as well. We have Mars and Chiron connecting, speaking of emotions. So we actually have lots of fire energy. Grand trine fire energy. We're not like an exact trine, but you're going to be feeling this energy. The fire energy is interesting because it can get you excited and inspired and wanting to do something cool and fun, and it also can make you impatient and aggro, and did I say impatient? Because impatient again. And fiery, passionate fiery, and furious fiery. And so again, watch for the fire levels in yourself in this energy. Now, Mars and Chiron in connection. I think this is a beautiful connection. We have Mars, which is finishing up in the sign of Leo. And this gets us in touch with our heart and moving in accordance with our heart, but it also can bring up the ego, and make that energy come up. Now, it's interesting that it's connecting with Chiron in Aries, because Aries can also spike the ego, and Aries can also connect to inner child, right? Because Aries is our I am, and our inner child is part of the foundation of who we are, and where a lot of our wounding that we're still working through as adults generated. So these energies connecting can drive your heart and some compassion and creative, inspired ways, but it also might feel fiery. Now, for my own experience right now, my Facebook experience, I went through shock, and then I was in grief. I was very sad. And then today I was driving, and suddenly I was like, I'm so angry about this. I'm so angry about the way Facebook responded, or basically didn't respond. And so it's good, move through the emotions, feel what you feel. And I do feel truly, even though I've put a lot of work into Gaia Blooming over the last 12 years, it does also feel like an ego response. Some of it. Not all of it, but parts of it. And so just have your awareness up. And I'm not saying that an ego response of anger is even bad in this. It's just, again, what is the awareness of these layers? What is your consciousness around it? And how are you reacting, responding? Fire can be reactive. Aries specifically can be reactive. And we've gotten some, work under our belts with Chiron in the sign of Aries. It's been here for several years now. But still, there's still layers of who we are being uncovered. Now, the other astro that we have going on, again, can feed into this. It's a little confusing. So we have Mercury and Pluto reaching their exact inconjunct point. And this is paving the way for a Jupiter-Pluto inconjunct. Mercury showing us like where we're going with this. Inconjuncts are interesting because we're not really looking eye to eye. We're not really sure how to work together. Now, it's funny because Cancer, Aquarius, it's a really weird duo that strangely works a lot of times. My parents were a Cancer Aquarius couple. I say were because my father is on the other side, but I know that my mother is still very attached to him, so are. It's an interesting dynamic. What came to light is like power play, but power play with compassion. So part of Cancer and water energy is the energy of compassion. And Mercury in Cancer can drive the energy of compassion. And Pluto, I wouldn't call Pluto compassionate in its energy. Pluto's pushy and can bring up power struggle issues. So in this inconjunct, I feel that challenge in us between where we want to be compassionate and where we might want to display power. And I think we've all experienced that at a time when you faced off with somebody and you want to like show how clever and strong you are and be like, nah, 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 about you, you know? And so we may have some of those situations come up. I also felt that with the hacker. Like, as I was closing out one of my groups on Facebook, I wanted to leave them a message, and I was like, and what will that do? Not anything good. Not anything good. So, not the kind of message that I wanted to leave. So, watch for this energy where there's this call for compassion and you may want to display your power. I think truly kindness is true power. And you don't have to be a pushover either. Sometimes I think people equate kindness with being a pushover. You don't have to be a pushover. You can still stay strong. You can still have boundaries, but you may have one of those little interesting little situations and kind of a dig. Now, this also may be some internal energies that you're working through where you need to practice kindness for yourself, and where you may not be offering yourself very much kindness in this energy. So be aware of that coming up. Now, like I said, building to this full moon is going to just build all of these energies. And we're going to be feeling it through the day. Now, hopefully, this full moon makes you feel like dancing, okay? Because it's a full moon in Sagittarius, and I think that it can make you feel like dancing. But the feels are still going to be there. What's also going to be there with this full moon in Sagittarius is an opportunity for perspective. And so if you're needing perspective in anything, this is the time to like ask the universe, like, what's going on, and see what kind of other answers you get. I want to start with my cat chaos cards, but let's start with these. Top of the cards is the friendliness, and I think this is the kindness, the compassion, and the universe is like, I'm here for you, I've got you, and this is others in your life too. Some beautiful kindness and compassion. We've also got the Lovers card, and so today could be, again, that fiery, passionate energy can be transmuted into love, into connection, and into creative energies. But that being said, we've got a little harmony in reverse. So our mind and our heart, again, this feels kind of like that Mercury-Pluto in conjunction. And even just Jupiter at 0. We just might not be there. We might not be in the most harmonious place. We might find ourselves to be a little snippy-snappy. Our ego might have some comebacks that we want to, throw out there. And it comes with the Master card. And the Master card's like, okay, you do you, boo, but are you learning? That's the important thing. We get there one way or another, right? Are you learning? Are you listening? We have this card as well, the Adventure card. This is always my Magic School Bus card of like looking a little deeper. Having Lilith in Scorpio, it's such a beautiful time to like look beneath the surface, especially if like those power play moments come up. And you slash the scorpion tail. right? So watch for that energy showing up today. Building to a full moon, it brings the stuff up to the surface. This was in the Cat Chaos cards, the Scream. It brings the stuff up to the surface. You may feel a little bit like that energy. It's funny, here we have the Ganesh card, be candid. And I think that's, you can be compassionate and candid and speak your truth, even if the other person doesn't realize that it's kind of compassionate. Keep that in mind. Oh, feels like summer. Queen of Summer. Compassionate, loving, giving, and psychic. I believe Queen of Water, right? So this is definitely a very Cancer-y energy, and it says it's a time of deep emotions, heightened intuition, and you can trust this completely. Be mindful you don't ignore your own needs while caring for others. It's such a big Cancer lesson. Speaking of emotions, here's the emotions card. I believe this is the Moon card. So emotions, they're up, they're here. Love this card. Relaxation. So here's for those of you and me who want to go curl up beneath a cozy blanket with a cat on your lap. It's encouraged. After dancing, of course, we've got peace from the Masaru Emoto cards. The herb of Rue with a little bit of lion energy. And this card, the Rue is for protection, but this may also support some of this Mars Chiron energy that could be bringing up some deeper inner child wounding. And it's interesting because we have the Sun and Pluto displayed on this card. And so the Plutonic colonic, there might be some Pluto activations coming up. I know we're not quite to summer yet, but here's another summer card. Little bee and sunflower. It says expansion and growth. And Jupiter in the sign of Cancer, which Cancer leads off summer, will be bringing us expansion and growth through our emotions, through our intuition, through the energy of nurturing, all summer long and beyond. And then, finally, keep your dreams alive. I feel like this is for me, but I know that I'm not the only one going through this right now. So keep your dreams alive and trust life, trust the universe. Telling myself too. So that is it for today. If you are part of my patron group, I do not have a patron page on Facebook anymore because it was taken over by the hacker pirate person. Oh my god, is that the pirate card? Was that my pirate card the other day? It was like, hey, there's a pirate. It's an internet pirate. Who knows? Anyways, that's one way we can interpret it, right? Please check your emails for invitation for the patron full moon gathering. And if you are not a patron, you can always join in. You're always welcome. Besides that, book a reading. And the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and may your guiding light be strong. And know that you can trust the process. Namaste.